Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to learn about Flask. Flask is actually a very useful thing that I have been learning for past couple of weeks, and now I believe that I should also tell everyone about Flask. And it is a very useful framework in Python. So what we will do is that we will follow the documentation that is given on Flask's official website. So what will happen is that there are already a lot of documentation and a lot of videos are already available regarding the same. But you will be like, hey Tanishka, come on, you just taught us Flask 2.0 and Flask 3.0 just arrived, what to do now? So in that case you can just go to that documentation part and see how to read that documentation, because I am also doing this thing for the first time, reading the documentation and then making an application based on that documentation, and I'm so much excited to do that. So in this playlist actually I am scheduling videos on Mondays and Fridays, so you will get new videos every Mondays and Fridays regarding this. Also there is an announcement to make which I will be making at the end of this video. So please stay tuned, and without doing further ado, let's just get started in coding. Alright, so before visiting Flask's official website, we have a website called Palettes Project, and this is a website where a very quick documentation, a very quick definition, and all the documents are available. So let's just first see what is Flask. Flask is a lightweight WSGI. So the WSGI stands for Web Server Gateway Interfaces. We all know that the web is a very complex network stuff, and to make things pretty much easy for us, what Flask do, it just integrates all the things that we are writing into its interface, and then it do its magic, and we have our web application ready. We don't need to configure a lot of things. Those are configured, and we can also change them if we want, but it is a very lightweight and very useful framework that should be learned. So okay, that's it. It is designed to make getting start quick and easy. That's what it do. And when we will make, after this old documentation, we will make another project, and you will see how easy it is to get started. Even for complex applications, it begins as a simple wrapper around worksig. I don't know how to pronounce this. It is I believe German word, but what this is basically what is there. Let me show it to you first. Worksig, work and stuff is what it means. So this is basically a web application library based on WSGI, and all the things that is done in Python is basically coming from this source. But what Python do is that it lets what Flask lets us do is that we use Python instead of all of request and all of these things. We can use Python in it, so that is why Flask comes very handy. And what else it has? It has Jinja. What is Jinja? It is probably my favorite thing about Flask and any other thing, because I actually never knew that Jinja is something that we can do even after Python. It is seriously very beautiful. Like imagine we can write for loops inside of HTML. How useful that can be. We can use variables inside HTML. If you have experience of React and all, you must be thinking that what kind of idiot I am. But for a beginner like me, it was seriously very interesting, and believe me, you all will also love it. It is also very powerful, as it has Python engines and inspired from Danjo's template. So it is very expressive language, and what to say about it, like all the words will be reduced, because I can just go on and saying that it is so good. That video will be longer, so let's just get started in that also. So it offers us suggestions, but Flask actually doesn't forces us to use that same port, use that same sort of what to call it, interfaces, and anything is not forced. We can do whatever we want, and let me just show it to you. Let's just write a first program in Flask and see how that is working. Alright, so now we are going to get started in Flask, and just for the installation part, it is also pretty easy. All we have to write is pip install -u Flask. You can go to this palette Flask URL, also Flask's URL. Alright, now what we are going to do is that we are going to jump into our VS Code that has new theme, and what we need a new terminal. So in this new terminal, what we are going to do is that we are going to write install -u, capital U, and what, alright, we just need one capital U, and what we are installing, just tell me. It is Flask. Alright, so the Flask is going to get installed in your computer when you will use this command. It is gonna take a while in my PC because there are some specifications of this PC that makes it so slow. So thank you for bearing with me. Alright, so our Flask has been installed with, you can see what it did. It just installed markup safe. It installed workzig. Still, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please do let me know in the comments, because please don't start being angry at me. And also it installed Jinja 2 to be more precise. And now what we are going to is that we are going to create a new file. What we are going to call this, we are going to call this our app.py to make it a Python file. And maybe I haven't taught you about making these individual files, so we will also learn more about making individual files. So what we are going to do is that we are going to use from Flask import Flask, capital Flask. So this is small Flask, and we are importing Flask. Now what else we need to define an app. Alright, see, app also just got imported, but we don't need that app. We will be defining it for this purpose only. So app is equals to, what app is defined as, it is a Flask application. So Flask, and now we are having parentheses, and what we need, underscore name. So all this code will be taught to you after some times. We are just seeing that how easy it is for us to make an application in Flask. So please focus more on application, and we will see this code and its whole explanation after just this video only. App.root, and what this root is going to be, a default root. Let's just say alright, why is this not coming? Yep, it came. And now what we have to do is that go to the next part. We have to define hello. Hello is just going to be our function, and in this function what we are using Python, so that's why it should just return what it will return. It will return hello world, because every program returns hello world. I believe that it should be replaced by void. Hello world is getting printed by void. So we are having hello world. Now let's just save this, and after saving this, what we are going to do, we are going to run it. So you can just see that my conda is being activated, anaconda. And I believe that I need to do a little bit of setup here. We are going to use Flask Run. What is happening, let's just go to that part. Okay, here we are having, and it is printing us hello world. We just refreshed it, and that's it. It is this simple to make Flask applications, and even in our HTML we will be rendering all of the code. So what we are going to do now is that we will start reading the documentation, and then we will create our own application, and learn by doing. That's it. That's gonna be simple. And if you ever get stuck, you can let me know in the comments, and we will also see all of these why we are writing app Flask underscore name. We will go on full depth mode. We will just take a submarine and dive inside Flask. That is what we are going to do. I just framed that, and it sounded really cool. I don't know how we are going to do that, but we will do that. Alright, so we are here at the official website of Flask, and what it says us, it is gonna be available here for a pretty long time, and we can see that we are in the latest version, 2.0.x, whatever the latest version is there. So what we are going to do first, we are going to get it installed, and then we are going to read all the quick start documentation that is there, and after that we will just create a very small application with Flask, and then we will make a full-fledged application, a full-fledged project on Flask that will all that will be very complex. I don't know, I have no idea what what we will make, but I'm pretty excited. So without wasting more time, let's just see all the important points before installation. So what does micro means? Flask is actually a micro framework. Micro framework means instead of making one big file, we will be focusing more on how to divide that code into more smaller modules, and then keep all of them in different folders and different files, and then importing all of them, maintaining a very good structure of program so that nothing crashes with each other, nothing makes a mess. It has to be a clean code at the end of the day. That's what makes it count. So it isn't like that Flask doesn't allows you to write all of the code in one big file, but what you can also do is that you can always make modules, and that is what is recommended by Flask. Configuration and conventions. So all the configuration is actually pre-done, and the best part about open source is that everything is changeable, so you can always change it. You can always read what that part of code will do at the back end also. Changing the front end, every single part you can do it. And growing with Flask, there are some more things that we will do in Flask, so we will cover that part as well. And forward for experienced programmers, no, we are noobs, we will just skip this part. Alright, so we will go to the installation now. So to install Python, what dependencies are there? This is workzug, which implements WSGI, our interface. We need Jinja to write our HTML codes. We need mark safe, which comes with Jinja. It escapes untrusted input when render templates to avoid injection attacks. All right, so it will also be safe from cyber attacks. No one can write a script on your website to attack your web server. It is even safer than that. It's dangerous. What does this do is that it signs data to ensure its integrity, and Flask cookie sessions will also be there. Like, imagine you are just logged in to your Facebook account, and then you log into your open your Facebook 1,000 times a day, but you don't have to log in again and again. So all of that data is stored in some beautiful thing that is called cookie, and if you were in England, it would have been called biscuits, because that's what Britishers do. Sorry if any person from England is watching, no offense, it was just a joke. So Click is also a framework that is going to be installed there. So it is a CLI application, command line application, which provides Flask and provides custom management commands. Basically you can customize everything. Optional dependencies are Blinker, that provides support for signals, python.env, just for our virtual environments. We will be using Anaconda, so I don't believe that we need that. If we will need that, we will download that. Note for self. Watchdog, it provides faster and more effective reloaders for development servers. We will do this thing when we will be making our bigger application, but for smaller application we don't need anything like this. So to make a virtual environment, if you are not using, to create a project in our virtual environment within folder, what you can do is that you can make a directory. We are going to use Windows. If you are using Linux or Mac OS, here are all the commands that you need. You can pause the video and see it, or maybe go to the website. I recommend going to the website, because next time I won't be stopping for that long. So you can just use the mkdir cd into that project, and then define the virtual environment that you need. Virtual environment in Python version 3, and to activate all the scripts which are already done using our Anaconda, and VS Code is God's own integrated development environment. I am in love with that. So we just saw how to install Flask. We already ran this command, And that's it. Alright, so we have completed all of the installation and basic parts. So that will be it for this video. In the next video, what we will do is that we will dive straight into the code. And I know I said that this will be a coding video, but it already is a longer video, and I hope that we start fresh for codes. So another announcement that I had to make is that I am coming up with a machine learning playlist, and that playlist will be specifically in Hindi. So all the Indian people are more confident in that, as well as I will be able to judge how people are reacting to that, because I only have 16 subscribers. So that will be a very big booster for me. Those videos are yet to be made, and maybe after this week I will be starting machine learning. So see you guys also in that. And remember, Mondays and Fridays are Flask Mondays and Fridays. Thank you so much. Stay safe and keep coding.